Hello and welcome to another video on DIY crafting ideas for your Playscale dollhouse diorama. In this video we will be looking at windows. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to need some plastic, like from a container, and some thin pieces of wood for the window frame, and a picture from a magazine. So what we're basically gonna do is just position the sticks to get an image like so. I just glued it onto the back of a cardstock, and then I'm gonna be using the thin pieces of basswood. I'm gonna be using 2 pieces, like to make the windowsill a little thicker. So one piece is a little thinner than the other, but they're basswood pieces and they will be framing the window. I cut them all instead of going straight, I decided to do an angle cut. I don't know that I'm going to be using this angle cut all the time, but I did decide to use it for these 2 windows that I'm going to be making. So that's the way it's going to be. They're going to be like that, layered on top of each other. So here it is. I glued them down. I think I need the plastic. Need to put in this piece of plastic. So I've cut it down to size and just need to pop it in there. This huge Barbie package. So that's why it's such a big window. You have to think, if you're going to be able to find a big piece of plastic to be able to fit the window. So keep that in mind. It fits great. So I like the way it turned out, but we will need curtains as well. Here's another window that I made. This one is more like a standing window. I guess you could say like a picture window. It's way bigger. Closer to the floor, closer to the roof. It's more of a up-down window than a long across window. So we're going to be making a curtain for this one as well. And so we're using these little round things I had in my sewing box of dowel, and we'll be putting them on like so, so that the curtain can hang down low. This is the fabric I decided to use. It's like a yellow, gray, greenish fabric. I like how it has the hint of yellow and green, but also a neutral color. So I'll be using the Stay Stitch so that I don't have to sew any of the fabrics. And here's how they look. I did fold them up together, and I'm going to show you how I pressed them, because I wanted them to look like they were drapes and that they were pleated together. I wanted them to hang close to each other because I didn't want them to be covering the window. So I did put pins in to hold them into this position that I wanted them in. So I just laid it down, and this is the iron for like quilters. Just iron it down to get, it doesn't even have to be straight either. I didn't care if that it was straight or not, because it's just the curtain is just be hanging. And I kept them pinned because I didn't want them to unfold. So I'm going to keep them pinned until I'm going to hang them. They do have the pleat at the top where they're going to be stuck to the circles, plastic circles, where they're going to hang. So they are in pretty good shape. the ironing did keep them closer together. So this is how it's gonna look, like that. So these are for this window. We're gonna start getting them ready to glue onto these rings. And I'm gonna start doing that by putting little snips in the fabric. As you can see, I just needed to put little snips in there, and I will be cuts and then gluing them down with fabric glue. So here's how they look. I put all the rings on and they're on the pole now. That's the way they're gonna hang. So one at one end, one at the other end. Actually, I have these ones next to this window, but they are not going on this window. These ones are going on the long window. Tall window, not long. The tall window. And this is gonna be it's a ribbon that's glued in the center, and I have a bead with another floral bead glued in the center as well. And oh god, that picture's fancy. And then we're just gonna wrap it around the curtain tie backs. This is the curtain for the long window. I really liked this fabric with the small print, and I have stitched the edges, and I used double tape to form like little pleats. They're not really big pleats because I don't want it to be pleated like the other curtain, like folds. And I used this fabric glue to glue them down at the top, right here at the top, so that way they can be glued down. They are not glued to the pole though, so I wanted to make sure that I can remove them if I wanted to change out the fabric. So it's just glued here at the bottom. Let me just show you. See, so they're not really like ironed or anything. I just wanted them to hang like if they had pleats. And this is how I did it. I folded it over, got the dowel. This is not even the curtain rod I'm using for them particularly, but I'm just going to wrap it around to show you. Make sure you have it in the right position, because once you glue it down, you won't be able to unglue it. So I'm just trying to position them so that they look good when they're done hanging, and when I'm done gluing them. Sorry, I'm off camera. Okay, so I have it in my position that I want it, and then I'm just gonna pin it to keep it in the spot that I want it to be. I'm gonna pin it so that it doesn't move around from both angles. And then I'm just going to put lots of glue here. This is fabric glue, and the good thing about the fabric glue is that it glues clear, so you won't be able to see it, and it also will not bleed through the fabric of the front, so they won't be able to see it at the front either. That's the way it looks at the back. And that's the way it looks at the front. Oh god, I was off camera. Just glued on there. This is gonna be the curtain rod end. It's like a little silver bead. The good thing is you can use any kind of beads you want to make them. And I found this chain belt, and I thought, oh my god, it's so cool. It is really, really heavy. Now I don't need all this chains or anything, but they're all cool parts that you can be using in crafts and stuff. But what I really love is this part for the curtains. So I'm going to be taking this apart so I could get these two ends and use them at the ends of my curtain rods. Here are the curtain rods. They have their curtain rod ends on. I hope you like the windows and curtains that I made in this video. How am I going to put them into the dollhouse diorama on the walls? That will be in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with another video for you. Until then, you can watch one of these videos. Bye!